Welcome to another Adventures Through History. Have you ever looked at the American flag and wondered who made the very first one? Today, we're going to meet somebody very important from American history, Betsy Ross, the woman who many believe sewed the first American flag. So let's head back to the city of Philadelphia in the year 1776. Back then, America wasn't a country yet. It was made up of 13 colonies, all ruled by King George III of England. But many people living in the colonies didn't think King George was treating them fairly. He didn't give them a voice in the government, and they wanted to be free and make their own laws. This led to the American Revolution. Now, while all this was happening, a woman named Betsy Ross was working hard as a seamstress. That means she made things by sewing, like clothing, curtains, and other things needed for the house. Elizabeth Griscom, now known as Betsy Ross, was born January 1st, 1752, in New Jersey. Her family were Quakers, and her father was a carpenter and moved the family to Philadelphia when Betsy was 3. She finished school when she was 14, like other girls in the area. Now, normally girls would then focus on learning how to run a house and preparing for marriage, but Betsy was not like other girls. She wanted to be an apprentice for a Philadelphia upholsterer. An upholsterer is someone who makes furniture a little more comfortable by adding fabric or cushioning. Betsy became a great seamstress, but she didn't have a very easy life. Her first husband sadly passed away, but she was able to keep her business in Philadelphia open. She worked long hours running her business by herself, which was pretty rare for a woman at that time. Her house and shop were just a few blocks from the Philadelphia State House that is now known as Independence Hall. This is where representatives from the 13 colonies were meeting and planning our country's independence. One day, something pretty amazing happened. Betsy got a visit from George Washington, the same man who would later become the first president of the United States. He came with two other members from the Continental Congress. George knew Betsy and her reputation as a seamstress. He had even had her make some things for his home in Virginia. He wanted a flag to let the world know we were united as a country. They asked Betsy if she could help them with something very important, designing and sewing the first American flag. They showed her a design with 13 red and white stripes and 13 stars, one for each of the 13 colonies. At the time, most stars on flags had 6 points, but Betsy had a better idea. Betsy showed them how to make a 5 pointed star with just one snip of her scissors. They were impressed and they agreed to let Betsy sew the first flag using 5 pointed stars arranged in a circle. Betsy got right to work. She didn't want people to know she was sewing a flag. She was worried people would think she was a traitor to the king. So she did her work in secret in her bedroom. She used red, white, and blue fabric, and each color was chosen for a very specific reason. Red stands for bravery. Washington knew that it would take a lot of brave men and women to fight for our country's independence. White stands for purity and innocence. It represents the hope of a new and fair nation. Blue is for perseverance and justice. It shows the importance of staying strong during the long battles ahead. Betsy stitched each star and every stripe by hand. Imagine how long that took. When the flag was finished, it became a powerful symbol for the new country the colonies were hoping to create, the United States of America. Now, Betsy didn't stop there. She continued making flags for the government and the army, and some stories say she even made hundreds of them. She also taught other women how to sew flags so the work could continue. Today, the American flag looks a little bit different. It has changed many times over the years, but we still have those 13 stripes for those original colonies. But now we have 50 stars, one for every state. It all started with Betsy Ross, her needle and thread, and a big dream for a new nation. Betsy Ross showed us that one person can make a big difference. She used her talents to help build something that's still important today. The next time you see the American flag, remember the brave woman who many historians believe stitched the very first one, Betsy Ross. Hopefully, you enjoyed what you heard today and learned something new. Please like and subscribe.